So you log into your dashboard, right? And your direct traffic is mysteriously climbing.
Just going up and up.
Exactly. It is just going up and up. Meanwhile, your organic traffic looks, completely flat, maybe even dipping a little bit.
Which is always terrifying to see.
Right. But here's the kicker. You absolutely know your pages are showing up in Google's AI answers.
Because you've tested it.
Yeah, you've
Yeah.
searched for your own target keywords. You've seen your brand linked right there in the summary box. So where is that traffic hiding? It has to be going somewhere.
It definitely does. It doesn't just vanish.
Exactly. Welcome to the deep dive. This is the series we call Fix the Funnel with GAfix, and today we are rolling into episode number 26.
A very highly requested topic today.
Oh, absolutely. Our topic today is uncovering that phantom traffic. Our mission for this deep dive is to map out exactly how GA4 currently handles these invisible visitors as of early 2026.
And, we're not just going to talk about the problem.
Right. We are going to give you a practical step-by-step playbook to uncover it using the source material we've gathered. Okay, let's unpack this.
Let's do it.
Before we get into the fixes, we really have to understand the invisible elephant in the room. What is the foundational difference between Google's two AI features, like AI overviews and AI mode, and why is GA4 treating both of them like absolute ghosts?
Yeah, it basically comes down to separating the two experiences, even though, like you said, GA4 is totally blind to both of them right now.
Right.
So Google has AI overviews, which are those summary boxes injected straight into your standard search results.
The ones that just pop up at the top.
Exactly. Then you have AI mode, which is a completely separate conversational search tab. But the problem is, as of early 2026, GA4 just does not show a separate source for either of them.
None at all.
None. There's no official Google Eye source or, medium pattern. There's no distinct refer label assigned to those clicks.
So it all just blends right into the background. But how does a click actually lose its identity like that? Structurally.
It has to do with how web browsers handle traffic under the hood. So when you click a standard link on a website, the browser generates something called an HTTP header.
Okay.
Specifically, it's called a refer header. It's a fundamental part of web architecture that basically tells the receiving website, hey, this user just clicked over from this specific URL.
Makes sense. It's like caller ID.
Exactly like caller ID. But AI overviews frequently embed their links with specific privacy attributes. These are often called no referrer tags.
Ah, okay.
So when a user clicks a link with that tag, the browser is essentially instructed to deliberately wipe the originating URL before it sends the user to your site. It effectively erases the footprints.
Wow. It's like receiving a package in the mail where the return label has just been violently ripped off.
That's a great way to look at it.
And GA4 is just the mailroom clerk, right? The clerk looks at the box, sees there's no origin label, just shrugs, and tosses it into the generic direct bin.
Yep, the direct bin catches everything with no label.
Or I guess if it manages to get a partial signal that just says Google, the clerk tosses it into the generic organic bin because there is absolutely nothing else to go on.
Exactly. And because it's not a tracking error on your end, that clerk is going to keep doing it until the underlying sorting rules change.
So it's not a bug we can just fix with a toggle.
No, not at all. Even when we run automated audits, we consistently see 0 clearly labeled Google AI mode traffic. Even for massive enterprise sites that we know are featured in those AI summaries thousands of times a day.
I have to push back on this, though. Google makes AI mode and Google makes GA4.
Yes, they do.
They are literally the same company operating the same ecosystem. Why would they intentionally build a system where their own dominant tools just don't talk to each other?
Well, this raises an important question, and I can tell you it is a massive source of frustration for analytics teams right now.
I can imagine.
Google has acknowledged these tracking gaps. They know it's a blind spot. But they simply haven't shipped a stable, documented AI-specific refer pattern for GA4 yet.
Why the delay, though?
There are a lot of theories as to why. It ranges from strict privacy concerns about passing, highly conversational search queries, to the sheer technical complexity of rolling out a new standardized classification across billions of daily searches.
Or just standard internal silos at a massive tech company, right?
Right.
One hand doesn't know what the other is doing.
Exactly. Ultimately, until they standardize it, you cannot rely on GA4 to hand you this data on a silver platter. You just have to infer it.
Okay, so if Google AI mode is a closed black box right now, we really need to look at what is visible to get a baseline.
Right.
That brings us to the third-party AI ecosystem. Because those tools must have a different architecture if they are actually showing up in the data.
They do, yeah. While Google is hiding its AI traffic, many of the major third-party AI platforms actually reliably pass their refer data into GA4.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they don't use those strict no refer tags by default. So they appear as distinct session source and medium entries, and they mostly sit under your default referral traffic bucket.
Which means we can actually track the big players sending traffic.
Yes, absolutely. The specific domains showing up heavily in 2025 and 2026 traffic acquisition reports include chatgpt.com, openai.com, perplexity.ai, and claude.ai.
What about Google's other tools outside of search?
Interestingly, you will also see gemini.google.com which is Google's standalone chatbot.
Wait, really?
Yeah, it actually does pass a refer, completely unlike the AI mode that's baked into Google search.
That just adds to the confusion.
It really does. We'll put the full list of domains in the show notes for everyone, but essentially, as long as GA4 receives that refer header, it will classify the visit.
Wait, hold on. If third-party tools leave footprints, does that mean we have 100% visibility into every single ChatGPT or Perplexity search that lands on our site?
No, we definitely don't. There is a very vital caveat here around free or anonymous usage.
The privacy settings.
Exactly. If someone is using certain flows in ChatGPT or Google Gemini without logging into an account, or if they are operating in a highly restricted privacy mode, the platform reverts to stripping the refer.
Which puts us right back where we started.
Yep. When that happens, those sessions get routed right back to direct traffic. You are really only seeing the logged-in standard privacy users.
So what does this all mean for us? If I'm getting traffic from, let's say, an enterprise buyer researching my software product on Perplexity, and they are logged in, I can technically see it.
Correct.
But right now, it's just buried in a massive generic referrals bucket along with, traffic from some random blog that linked to me 5 years ago. How do we actually isolate this AI traffic so we aren't flying blind?
What's fascinating here is that the quickest win is already sitting right there in your default reports.
Really? No custom setup required for the quick win.
Right. If you navigate to your GA4 reports, click Acquisition and then Traffic Acquisition, you can just filter the session default channel group to referral.
Okay, simple enough.
From there, simply scan the session source and medium column. You will immediately start seeing those domains -perplexity.ai, chatgpt.com.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that manual check instantly clarifies which AI chatbots are actually sending real human users to your specific site.
Okay, but now that we know where to manually look, checking that referral bucket every single week sounds, honestly, pretty tedious.
It is very tedious.
Right. We need to build a systematic net to catch them automatically. And our source material outlines a 4-step playbook to do exactly that, starting with carving out a dedicated view using regex.
Right. So step 1 and 2 revolve around using a regex filter. And for those who don't know, regex stands for regular expression.
Which, for a lot of marketers, regex sounds like a completely foreign programming language. How complex is this to actually implement?
Conceptually, it is very simple. Think of regex as a highly specific net designed to catch multiple types of fish at once.
Okay, I like that.
Instead of creating 10 different individual rules in GA4, one for ChatGPT, one for Claude, one for Perplexity, you write a single string of text that tells GA4, match any session where the source includes any of these specific AI domains.
Oh, so it just lumps them all together automatically.
Exactly. You just paste the string into the filter. And we actually have the exact 256-character string you need in the show notes, so you can just copy it.
But wait, the AI landscape is moving ridiculously fast. Are we going to be constantly chasing our tails, rewriting this regex net every time some new AI startup launches next month?
It does require iteration. You don't want to update it daily, of course,
Right.
but you also can't just set it and forget it.
So what's the cadence?
The best practice is to start with a tight list, maybe the top 5 to 8 domains you actually see in your manual data check today. Let that run for 7 to 14 days, review the volume, and then you can edit the regex to add new tools as they emerge and gain market share.
That makes sense. Keep it manageable.
Yeah, and the most critical part of this step is documenting the playbook internally. If you don't document it, future team members might look at this weird custom code, have no idea what it is, and accidentally overwrite your rules.
That would be a nightmare. Okay, so now that we've isolated this traffic into a single string, how do we actually look at what these users are doing? I mean, we can't just leave them in standard reports.
That brings us to step 3, which is building a custom exploration. Standard reports aggregate data, But explorations let you do really granular side-by-side comparisons.
Right.
You want to create a new free-form exploration in GA4. You pull in dimensions like session source and medium, page referrer, landing page plus query string, and device category.
Okay, getting all the details.
Then you apply that regex net you just built as an include filter on the session source. Now you have a dashboard showing only your AI-driven traffic.
Okay, so once I have that specialized AI dashboard built, what exactly am I looking for when I compare it to, say, my standard Google search traffic?
You're really looking for profound behavioral shifts. If you add metrics like engaged sessions, average engagement time, and key events, what we consistently see across industries is that AI visitors behave completely differently than traditional searchers.
How so? Like longer time on page?
Yes, but also they frequently bypass your homepage entirely. Instead, they land on much deeper pages, like your highly technical API documentation or a very specific pricing tier page.
Wait, why would they be landing in the middle of a site like that? Shouldn't they be lost if they bypass the homepage? Usually, if a user skips the top of the funnel, their engagement metrics are terrible.
You would think so. But AI visitors arrive with incredibly high intent.
Because of the chatbot.
Right. By the time they click a link to your site, they have already had a detailed conversation with an AI model. The AI has already answered their basic top-of-funnel questions.
So they already know what you do.
Exactly. They aren't browsing to figure out what your company does. They're arriving to verify a specific technical detail or to check pricing. Because they are pre-qualified, these deeper landing pages suddenly see much higher key event rates from this specific traffic segment.
Wow, which means this traffic is incredibly valuable. And that leads us to step 4, right? We need to cement this into our high-level GA4 strategy by creating a custom channel group.
Exactly. Channel groups are how GA4 labels traffic at a high strategic level for your executive dashboards.
The stuff the C-suite actually looks at.
Right. If this high-intent AI traffic is just buried inside the generic referral channel, your leadership team is vastly underestimating a fast-growing acquisition category. You need to define a brand new channel named AI referrals, using that exact same regex condition we discussed earlier.
I know there is a specific structural trick to how GA4 reads those channels, though. Where do we actually place this new AI group in the system?
Yeah, this is super important. GA4 evaluates channel rules from the top down. Think of it like a series of filters on a water pipe. If you place your new AI referrals channel below the default referral channel, the system will look at the traffic, say, oh, a referral, drop it in the generic bucket, and completely stop reading the rules.
It just catches it too early.
Exactly. It will never reach your AI filter. You must physically drag and position AI referrals above standard referrals in the settings.
That makes total sense.
That way, the net catches the AI traffic first, labels it correctly, and lets everything else fall down into the generic referral bucket. And the best part is that custom channel groups apply retroactively.
Oh, wait, really?
Yeah. You make the change today, and your historical data reorganizes itself.
That is a lifesaver. Okay, so we've successfully corralled the third-party AI referrals. We've got Perplexity and ChatGPT properly labeled and separated.
Yep, they are visible.
But that still leaves the massive Google AI mode traffic hiding in the shadows, totally disguised as direct or organic because of those stripped referrers we talked about.
The invisible elephant.
Right, so how do we measure what GA4 literally refuses to label?
Well, since we can't observe it directly in GA4, we have to use triangulation. We have to look at patterns across different platforms. Specifically, we are comparing your GA4 data against Google Search Console, or GSC.
It's like trying to measure the wind. You can't actually see the air moving, but you know it's there because you can watch the trees bend.
That's a great analogy.
In this case, we have to look at what's bending in our analytics to prove the shadow traffic exists.
That is the exact mechanism. We're looking for the effect, not the cause. Here is the specific scenario to look for.
Okay, let's hear it.
First, identify a page on your site that you know frequently appears in AI overviews. Go into Google Search Console. Does GSC show a massive spike in clicks for that page? Say, 40% more clicks this month.
Okay, so GSC says traffic to that page is absolutely booming.
Right. Now, open GA4 for that exact same time period. Does your Google organic traffic for that exact same page look completely flat?
Oh, I see where this is going.
And simultaneously, does your direct traffic to that page suddenly climb? When you see GSC impressions and clicks skyrocket, GA4 organic stay flat, and direct traffic quietly climb, That is your shadow AI mode traffic.
Because Search Console counted the click directly from the search results.
Yes.
But the browser stripped the refer during transit, so GA4 just dumped it into direct.
Exactly. It's triangulation.
That is a brilliant way to isolate it. And there's another workaround mentioned for the traffic sources we actually control using UTM parameters.
Yes, UTM parameters are essentially digital luggage tags that you attach to links you control.
Right.
If you have an internal AI chatbot on your site or AI-powered help docs, or if you're building a custom GPT for your customers, you absolutely must tag those links.
How should we tag them?
You append the URL with tags like @source Gemini and @medium AI Assistant. By tagging the known AI flows, you keep them out of the mystery buckets.
It narrows down the pool of unexplained direct traffic.
Exactly, making it much easier to triangulate the Google AI mode visitors because you've removed your own noise.
Complexity breeds errors, though, right? Now that we are hunting for shadow traffic, we're writing custom reject strings, building explorations, and tweaking channel hierarchies. Things can easily break.
Oh, they break all the time.
Poorly implemented tracking seems worse than having no tracking at all because it gives you a false sense of confidence.
It absolutely does. You think you have clean data, so you make definitive business decisions based on a lie. There are a few major pitfalls you really have to audit for when setting this up.
What's the first one?
First is bot traffic and scrapers. A lot of automated bots will mimic AI refers to bypass security. You might see a huge spike from an AI domain, but always check the engagement metrics.
Because bots don't engage.
Right. If it's 0 seconds on page and 0 key events, it's not a pre-qualified AI buyer, it's just a scraper.
Good tip. What's the next pitfall?
Double counting. Sometimes teams get overzealous. They will add custom UTM tags to a link, and they will write a regex rule that catches the same session.
Oh, no.
Yeah, suddenly GA4 gets confused and might count that visit twice in different ways, artificially inflating your overall acquisition numbers.
That would ruin your conversion rates.
Exactly. And finally, using overbroad regex. I've literally seen teams just put the letters A and I together into a filter string instead of spelling out the specific domains.
Meaning any domain that happens to have the letters A and I together gets flagged?
Exactly. So a lifestyle blog called, I don't know, Daily Train News suddenly gets classified as high-intent AI traffic.
Just because it has an AI in the URL, that completely distorts your reports.
It does. Clean rules and periodic technical audits are just non-negotiable.
Which brings us to automated audits. Our source material highlights an audit tool called GAfix built by Ninopal.
Yes.
It's designed to automatically scan your setup for these exact configuration gaps we've been talking about. Broken tags, missing regex rules, misconfigured UTMs, and incorrect default channel settings.
You really cannot afford to have visibility issues hidden beneath basic configuration errors. There is a great case study in the notes about a mid-sized SaaS company dealing with exactly this.
What happened to them?
Well, they were looking at their executive dashboards and panicking. Their branded search was completely flat, but their direct sessions were rising steadily, which was making their marketing spend look highly inefficient.
Because they couldn't prove where the traffic was coming from, so they ran an automated audit.
Yes, they ran an audit using GAfix, and it instantly revealed they had conflicting UTMs, and they hadn't built any custom AI channel groups. They were completely blind.
Wow.
They fixed those basic fundamentals, applied the proper regex nets, and it instantly exposed ChatGPT and Perplexity as top 5 referrers for their entire business.
So the high-intent traffic was there all along.
Exactly, driving real conversions. It was just totally invisible to the leadership team until they fixed the plumbing.
Here's where it gets really interesting. Let's say a listener hears all this, looks at the regex, looks at the whole triangulation process, and decides it's just too complicated.
A lot of people do.
They choose to ignore this shift and keep treating all this AI traffic as generic organic search or direct traffic. What is the real-world consequence for their business?
If we connect this to the bigger picture, the real consequence is that you will be reacting to the market 12 to 18 months too late.
Too late for what, exactly?
AI assistants are already fundamentally reshaping how B2B buyers and regular consumers discover products. People aren't just typing keywords into a search bar to get a list of 10 blue links anymore.
Right, they are chatting with it.
Yes, they are using AI as a highly sophisticated pre-qualifier. They are having an iterative conversation with the AI about your product before they ever decide to visit your website.
So if you ignore this, your data is going to systematically undercredit the impact of AI on your bottom line. You are going to overcredit generic email campaigns or branded search. You'll allocate your marketing budget to the wrong places, and you basically won't realize that AI engines are the ones actually driving your most valuable late funnel visitors.
Precisely. Data quality isn't just a technical exercise for the analytics team anymore. It is the absolute foundation for understanding how human beings are actually finding and buying from you today.
Let's bring this all together. The core message of this deep dive is clear. You have to stop letting your AI referrals hide inside generic buckets.
Stop letting them hide.
As of early 2026, GA4 is not going to label Google AI mode for you. The browser will strip the refers, and that mailroom clerk will keep tossing those valuable packages into the direct and organic bins.
Unless you intervene.
Right. You have to infer that Google traffic by triangulating your Search Console clicks against your GA4 organic data. And for the third-party tools like ChatGPT and Perplexity, you have to catch them actively using precise regex filters and custom channel groups positioned at the top of your hierarchy.
Before AI search eats any more of your organic traffic, you really have to ensure your tracking infrastructure can actually measure the shift.
Which brings me to a final thought I want to leave you with. Something for you to mull over on your own.
I love these.
We've established today that AI visitors arrive with much higher intent. They bypass your homepage and land on deeper, meatier pages like technical documentation or specific pricing because the AI has already done the broad research for them.
Right.
So if these AI engines are essentially acting as your new frontline sales development reps, doing the early qualifying and pitching for you, how should you fundamentally rewrite your website's deep content?
That is a fantastic question.
Are you still just writing for the human reader? Or is it time to start structuring your technical pages to specifically sell to the AI scrapers that are summarizing your value to the ultimate buyer?
That is absolutely the next frontier of optimization.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive. Keep questioning your data, keep checking those invisible footprints, and we will see you next time.